Okay, so DuPont, they said they didn't pay the $5 million. They stiffed him and he was framed for murder. Catholics. So they're going through his books. They're supposed to go to war, right? They're supposed to go to war because that's what they were supposed to do. That was the proper thing. So Jimmy Nace was supposed to go to war with Ukrainian war criminals who looked like him. Dombrowski took his Heisman Trophy, they said, because he's supposed to be a war hero. So keeping them from killing each other. 1950s, they were much better having them aimed at an enemy, so killing each other. Then Ukrainians and Russians were starting a war, come over here to invade with China. China wanted to fight a war to destroy our country. The Wheels had $100 billion in pork from Wisconsin for China, but then they want to come over and take over after we had this $100 billion of pork for China, right? They didn't really want to fight us. They had $100 billion of pork no one else had available. Only the talent need applied. Athletic excellence is also a great class equalizer. Although there really are no economic class distinctions in America, compared to classes of European nations, the resentments of European ancestry remain strong in the United States. We still strongly resent anyone who gets ahead because of who they know and not what they know. Not like influence peddling, nepotism, or backroom deals. We are suspicious of anyone who succeeds on someone else's merits. I know all about this firsthand as a member of a prominent American family with wealth. Well, I have tried to demonstrate probably, because I had to, that I could achieve it on my own. As though my last name were DuPont, have met a lot of resentment and disbelief along the way. While some of it was pointed and really quite painful, I learned a young man to shrug it off because it said nothing about me. It said everything about my detractors. I learned to appreciate the value of hard work and desire. Life, I believe, would be like athletic competition, fair competition, an open field of battle between a contestant who got there through talent and determination alone. When those conditions are met, we accept the verdict. In reality, of course, life is not always like that. Perhaps that explains why so many rage against life's verdicts, okay? So DuPont, they're trying to make money. Had a business. They made some gunpowder from willow in Delaware. That was how they got their start. So they were in the gunpowder. They said they do go to war. The army sends a lot of money to have young men aim somewhere else because they will kill people. 1950s, where they were much better at handling young men and make them go kill their enemy, right? You're a team player where they sent them off to war somewhere else. They did terrible things, but they're so despicable they went somewhere else to be a terrible person. 1950s, they had less fire against each other, more fire against the enemy. So they said they're supposed to go to work because they'd be in mental wards in prisons. War was much better. They get the money working with him in the sports team. They didn't market and sell his books, right? The book to study and sell. They went after him, right? They're after him. So sports teams, the coach still molests people. It's not just Johnny DuPont. They just attack him because he actually killed someone. He wasn't Coca-Cola to them. They're out to entrap him and incite him. So they're supposed to go to war, but then he was trying to give people their chance to market a book. So you can buy and sell a book. He tried. Then nobody had made the money. The cops were out to wreck Stanley's team. Nobody really made the money they wanted. No one had this money. Couldn't read and write his book. Couldn't market and sell it. So nobody could read and write his book. It was published. They couldn't rely on it to market and sell. They went after him. He said he snapped and killed someone because of the army and he was in a meth rage. He had a nurse from the army in mental health trying to control him, but then they divorced, right? Then some punks came over to make Touched by an Angel, go touch you there. So they're going to go with their media deal to attack abuse. They don't care about me. Doing media smears. So this book, you couldn't market and sell because they couldn't really read and write. So you couldn't read and write his books. You attack me and smear me that you couldn't just read and write his book and buy and sell his book.